Be strong. What does it mean to be strong? When the heart aches and there is no hope in sight. When holding back tears no longer helps. When the road is rough and it weighs you down. How do we stay strong? Stay strong in community because there is a better life in leading others. Though our lives may not be perfect and we can't promise you there will be days without the dark clouds, but we can promise to be there when it rains and when it hurts. We will be there with you when all seems bleak. We will guide you to wholeness. We are living your dreams.
So let's try and finish the remaining one. Let's try and finish it. The sixth commandment. Let's do a little bit of what do you understand by thou shalt not button up? Is relationship. We shouldn't be talking and talking and talking. Bring microphone. What do you understand that thou shalt not bottle up? Thou shalt not bottle up. Thou shalt not. Yes, bring microphone. Give my daughter Monique there. She has mentioned it to me. Give her a microphone. This is called School of Unpacking Relationship. Teacher will ask you, you talk to teacher. Monique, that shall not button up. What does it mean?
It means when you keep so many things in your heart.
Yes.
So maybe you're angry with somebody.
Yes.
So instead of you to confront the person peacefully,
can you switch the camera? Yes.
Put the things, you just keep it in your heart and you're just packing them. Then one day you explode.
Bam!
I receive it.
Very simple. So those of you who are in relationship, who have been putting things in your heart, putting things in your heart, hey, you should hear, bah! It's not earthquake. It is something bottled up. Number 2, thou shalt not what? Who is going for that? If you don't raise your hand, I will call you. Thou shalt not assume. Who is going for thou shalt not assume? Pastor, when your children have, all of them are looking down now. Corruption has started. All of them they are writing seriously. Am I saying anything now? Thou shalt not assume. Okay, Mama. Hallelujah. Give Mama microphone. Mama, say. Nathaniel, thank you.
Say your partner is not a mind reader.
Wham!
Don't assume that he's supposed to know.
Yes, he's not a mind reader. Who is going? The next one. Thou shalt not assume. You should use redundant communication. That there is a difference between verbal communication and non-verbal communication. You remember all of that? We shared all of that next week. Who is going? Number 3. Third commandment. Look at your note. Give him microphone. If you don't raise your hand fast for the last 2, I will call you.
Okay, thou shalt not misunderstand your spouse.
What does that mean?
I'm going to read from what you taught. It says, strive.
Read it from me here.
Okay, our pursuit should be wanting to understand what is actually the person's intention, doing whatever they do or saying whatever they say. So that's what I understand by that.
Did he get it right? Will you answer yourself so that I won't ask you? That shall not misunderstand the other person. Okay, so protocol wants to answer. Give a microphone. All because of you. Oh, Lord is all.
You don't misunderstand your partner. There's principles and preference in life. So you must know
the enter class
and the preference to what you are doing or the relationship.
Thank you so much. Commandment number 4. Give Joy Subi. This thing is on social media. That's what I'm asking you. It's on social media. Yes.
Shalom, family members.
Shalom.
Okay, point 4 is that shall not play the blame game, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, what I picked from there is when you're having misunderstanding with people and they point out your errors, do not throw it back at them. Own it and grow. Shalom.
The way you answered it, I'm looking at you with one eye. That's number what? That shall not, yes. Focus on the issues, not on the person or the relationship. Number 5. Number 5. Who is going number 5? Number 5. Who is going on number 5? Number 5. The way Sophia is looking inside her bag. Number 5. Okay. Olorioko.
Okay, comment number 5, thou shalt not shut down.
Yes.
We should give our spouse the permission to take a time out, and give your spouse permission to have their space, really. And the person who called the time out should also be the person to call back time in.
A bit of an idea. Who will brush it up for her? A bit of an idea. Who will brush it up? Who will brush it up? Firm builders, the leaders of our nation. Who will brush it up for her? What we're saying is that when there is a quarrel, you know how two of you are quarreling and you say, in fact, I'm not going to talk about this thing again. And you bounce out. Allow the person to bounce out. Give the person time to cool off. But you that bounced out, bouncing. Yes, bounce back. Don't bounce away and travel so that we'll forget it. Let it not be a strategy. If you laugh, I'll know you are the one I'm talking about. Let it not be that is okay, laugh. Let it not be that it's a strategy for us to forget the matter at all. When you know you have goofed. You know, sometimes when two people are judging case and you know that you are wrong and the matter is going, what you will now do is you just scatter like what they do when during election. When you see that you're losing, you see that your party is losing, you just scatter the whole thing so that we'll not see anything to count. You understand? You that called it tough, say, I don't want to talk about this thing. I don't want to talk about it again. Yes, you are free. But you that called it off, call it in. We're going to talk about it. We must talk about it. And we should stop avoiding talks in relationship, especially the men. And sometimes the women are worse at it. When you know that the odds are against you, let's talk about it. Talk, no, they kill person. It's mouth they're using, talk, not hand. They don't. Once you're using hand to talk, you're no more talking. It's a wrestling match. Once two of you are talking, you see that your leg has gone up and shoe has come up. It's no more talk. Call off immediately. All right, beautiful. So let's finish the remaining 6. Thou shalt not set up yourself to fail. Thou shalt not set up yourself. I will accept a neutral place and time to discuss problems that are mutually satisfactory and do not give one person any advantage over the other. Now, when there is tension, I'll read it again. I will accept a neutral place and time to discuss problems that are mutually satisfactory and do not give one person any advantage against the other. Listen to me. There are places that are not good for argument. One is people are driving to school to go and do school run. When argument starts there, it's difficult for you to resolve it there. Because you soon get to the school gate and you drop the child in school and maybe you drop the person somewhere else. When you are tired, please, it's not a good time to have an argument. Say, okay, let's come and talk about it. When you're tired, don't do that. And another thing you must do, we must avoid triangulation. Triangulation means me and you are having an argument. You find some people that will support you against me. When you do that, it's not right. Listen, the people that love you will hold the offense on your behalf. If I'm quarreling with you, Angoli will follow you to quarrel on my behalf. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And so in marriage relationship, let's assume that me and Pastor Ben are quarreling and you happen to be around where we're quarreling. Don't strangulate me and don't strangulate him. Don't 5 or 6 of my friends should not hold a view together against the other person. Don't hold your views together. Don't hold unbiblical views, and don't also give unwise counsel. It's not everybody that is a marriage counselor. It is a calling, and it carries an anointing. There are some of us who have counseled people out of their marriage. Someone came and said something to you and said, is that what your wife did? Leave her. Leave her. Then you will give us 20 examples of people who have left their wives at that particular point in time. All right? And we also do it to our children. When you want to talk with your children, please take a neutral place. Don't take the place where they feel they don't have power. If your children have misbehaved and you want to talk to them and they have a room, please go to their room. And when you want to talk to them, sit down so that they don't feel overpowered by how tall you are. Sit down, come to their level and say, I want us to talk about this. But when you stand or call them to the sitting room and people are there looking at them, you shame them. It's difficult for them to accept the correction. The same way with your spouse. We must find a neutral place so that the person is not frustrated. Just imagine that my mother, my brother, my sisters are in the sitting room, and I have something I want to say to my husband about that is not that we are quarreling. And just imagine I call him in the sitting room and say, hey, Oje, what about that school fees money I asked you 3 months ago? The children have been sent out of school. You didn't call him for conversation. You called him to shame him. And your mother, your brother, your sister, all of them are looking at him. What do you expect him to say? Or you do the same thing the other way. Your mom, your brother, your sister, and your auntie that is very troublesome came to visit you. And then you call your wife into the sitting room and say, where's the 50,000 I say is for mama? And 2 of you know that you have spent the money. And then you're shouting. It's different if 2 of you planned it. But it's different from when you take someone by surprise. Let's have a neutral place when we're doing these things. Listen to me, Someone left his life or her life to come and spend it with you. And it is something that we must take very seriously. Do you know the risk to leave Ugirimbano, where I know everybody, I've been there all my life, and you come straight to meet a total stranger, and you say the stranger is now the love of your life, that your mother, your brother, your sisters, everybody in your family, they don't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Not really matter in the sense of mattering, if there is any word like that. But you practically leave them, and then you wake up completely with a total stranger. So when there is tension, we must make tension sweet. Tension should be sweet. One of the commandments I shared with you is that when there is a problem, please, the issue is different from the relationship. The issue is also different from the person. If our issue is that my son is turning 12 or 18 and I want to still do a big birthday, and that birthday I want to bring 12 big comedians and do that birthday at a hall, a massive garden, and I want to fly from artists from Lagos, and my husband doesn't want that kind of birthday, and my husband says, no, I don't want birthday of flying people from Lagos and of 12 comedians and of field. I don't want that birthday. I want birthday in our sitting room. That's the issue. Where if we want to talk about it, what we are talking about is birthday, whether they should come from Lagos or they should come from America or they should come from Ugirimbano. That is the issue. Where you will now begin to say, look at you, stupid man, idiot, look at what others are doing. You are now attacking a person. That person is not the problem. You have eliminated the issue and have now made the person a problem. Where you also now begin to say, I'm tired of this marriage. In fact, I will divorce you. The marriage is not the problem. If the marriage was a problem, people wouldn't have come together at all. The marriage is that 18, we are going to do our 18th years, our son's 18th birthday. Are we flying visitors from London? Or are we flying them from the village? Just keep that as an issue. Do you understand the difference? And we do this a lot of times. One of the things that we must stop in human relationship is when someone puts something in front of you, deal with it. Deal with it. Then, having dealt with it, you can now bring another issue. Don't leave it and start attacking the person or attacking the relationship. Let's go to the next commandment. Commandment number, I love this, number 7. We're going to read it together. 1 to go. Thou shalt take ownership. 1 to go. Take ownership of and be completely accountable for your own feelings, thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors without playing detective or blaming my spouse. The word accountable is that anything that comes out of my behavior, I am ready to be held, to stand by the consequences. This thing I have done so. If anything comes out from it, I will stand by the consequences. You that is dating a girl, and the dating is moving on. You did not invite us any day like Osas and Juliet invited us to come and witness handing over of Osas, Juliet, from the father to Juliet. I can't remember, you didn't invite us in the morning, neither did you invite us at night. You don't even need to shout to be to invite us. But before we know it now, the girl is pregnant. So when you're about to sleep with the girl, remember the consequences. The consequences could result in baby dedication. Naming ceremony. The consequences result in naming ceremony. Do you understand? You must understand the consequences. Play the consequences on your head. Play it again, play it again, play it again. The consequences will result in school fees. The consequences will result. Two of you now say, I want my son to go to Credo. I don't want you to go to Radio. I want to go to, no, I want you to go to closer. The consequences might now result that the day you marry, you already have 2 families that you're catering for at the same time. You must take ownership. And not when the time to take ownership comes. Don't say, no, he's the girl. He wore a short dress. And when he was short, he was doing like this in front of me. Doing in front of me. You must take responsibility for that feeling. When your body is moving, I love, as it's moving, just to say, this movement, I will pay for it too. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So, this movement, the way my body is moving, the way my body is doing me, I'll pay for it. So you cannot behave like Pastor Ben when we were dating. You say, the way my body is now, I can fail break. And when you fail break, you know the consequences. So it's easy to have feeling. It's easy. But the consequences of the feeling is where the problem is. You that is having an attitude, before someone will talk, you bang the door. Bah. If the person is your boss, you're about to lose your job. And you spend 5 years in prayer and fasting. You went from Mountain of Fire, where you fasted for 21 days, no food, no water. Don't forget. And you move from there to Voice of Freedom, where you fasted for 41 days. Don't forget. At the end of that, when you want to bang door on your boss, remember the consequences. Am I still your friend now? Am I still your friend? Can I still talk to you? The consequences of raising your voice, it has consequence. So don't just say it's the way my body is doing me. The consequence of your attitude, it has. Someone told me a very terrible story today. A young man who clears farms. An old woman went to meet him. Please, can you clear farm for me? The man said, okay. They took the young boy, 18-year-old boy, to the farm. They priced, they say 11,000. They gave the boy 11,000. They didn't see the boy again. The boy just, listen carefully, the boy just cleared small. Nobody saw that boy again. Eventually, after so much time, the father came to call them, come, my son is hiding. They came and saw the boy and beat the boy a little bit, dragged the boy to the old woman, The boy said, okay, I have eaten the money. Okay, I will clear the farm tomorrow. The father said, no, this boy, he doesn't listen. He's very stubborn. I sent him to school. He left the school. I went to pay for where he would do apprenticeship. He left it. He's very stubborn. Let me take him to the shrine to go and swear that he will be an obedient son. That he will not be stubborn to me again. Thank God that he used you to catch him for me. He took his son to a native doctor that just did freedom in January. Why are you laughing? Yeah, a youth corps native doctor. He just started his shrine. I'm telling you, if he just started his shrine in January. So the father took the son there for parenting vow. To take vow. It's not vow, it's like, to swear that he'll be a good son. The native doctor who just started his shrine gave the boy cola nut and gave the boy some mistress to drink. After the boy had sworn that he will now obey the father. When they were telling me this story, I said, when did native doctor shrine become a parenting class? The story continues. At night, the boy started shouting, my stomach, oh, my stomach. The mother said, what happened? He said, Daddy dragged me to go and swear that I'll be an obedient son, that I will obey him. My stomach, oh, midnight. Before they rushed about the hospital, the boy died. An 18-year-old boy. You know what his name? His name is Ep2. Ep2 means what God has written. The father has run away. The native doctor has run away. The boy is dead. When the father was supposed to parent that boy, he didn't go through all that route. When the time came to take responsibility, he took the responsibility of parenting and handed it over to a youth corps native doctor. A boy's life just wasted on carelessness. If all of us can learn to accept when we are wrong, things will be better for us. Just accept when you are wrong. It's pride not to accept. There are every story has three sides. Your side, her side, and the truth. Every story has three sides. And you know why I'm telling you to take ownership? Anything that belongs to you, you take care of it. That's why you must take ownership. Your phone belongs to you. That's why you're taking care of it. The day you saw that this behavior, this feeling, this attitude is your responsibility, you will own up to say, I'm sorry. And the moment you own up, God grants you the grace to live above it. There are some of us who do something bad and use it to brag. And find adequate excuses for something that is very terrible. How do you excuse rage? How do you excuse rage? One girl slapped the husband or the boyfriend. They say, why do you slap him? It's a reflex action. You just slapped me, I slapped him back. The remote control of your life should be with you. You can't take that remote control and put it in another person's hand. If I trust you, you break the trust. You are the one that has problem. I'm not the one that has problem. Shall we go? Number 8. Thou shalt stop reacting. What does it mean to be responsive? What does it mean to react? When discussing issues or receiving feedback about your behavior from your spouse. Friends, if I know I have asthma, I will always go about with my inhaler. So that when something happens, I will take the inhaler and do what? And respond. If I know I have challenges with my eyes, I'm wearing my glasses. No, Pastor Ben loves to dress. Give it to him. But there was a time that the dress didn't match. It didn't get as it can be. It was not like a car without alignment. It's not that I know how to dress myself, but if you don't dress well, I don't say you don't dress well.
Be strong. What does it mean to be strong when the heart aches and there is no hope in sight? When holding back tears no longer helps? When the road is rough and it weighs you down? How do we stay strong? Stay strong in community, because there is a better life in leading others. Though our lives may not be perfect, and we can't promise you there will be days without the dark clouds, but we can promise to be there when it rains and when it hurts. We will be there with you when all seems bleak. We will guide you to wholeness. We are living your dreams.